Michael, just before you begin, I think it's probably only fitting that we should record the great job that Marie did in your absence for the couple of months.
Thank you, David. And just on that note, like, I would never have been able to do what I've been doing, go away with a kind of a clear conscience, as you could say, like, and I think timing is everything in life, Marie, like, you know, because you really freed me up that I can, you know, spend time away now, which I think, you know, in the long term is going to do you favors, like, because when I'm out of the way, you will grow and develop on your own rather than, you know, me sitting there and, you know, you kind of thinking, you know, the way it works yourself, like, you know, because, you know, you've been really, really brave to come out of the classroom to stand in front of the same class that you know, that you've been was like, you know. But I think at this stage, everybody loves you, and you know that, and you've done a wonderful job, and you're only going to go one way in that. So thank you very much. Okay. Suppose one of the things that I would like to cover is really the basics of. And I found it really, when I was in America, it's a subject that, you know, forgiveness, it really still is misunderstood what it's all about. Okay, so I would like to just quickly kind of run through forgiveness and projection here today. Right. Can I forgive you for anything?
No.
Can I forgive what you do?
No.
What can I forgive? What is forgiveness?
Their own perception.
Okay.
Owning the projection?
You're not forgive yourself.
Yeah.
No, that it's you.
myself, it's not.
Forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
For what?
Making beer.
For your
How do you do
wrong
that?
perception.
Believing it.
Believing that you're
I'm
here.
looking for a word here. There's only one thing you need to forgive. And all of those, you could say, yes, they're all parts of forgiveness, but we're at level 3 here now.
You're forgiving the separation. The separation.
Okay, yeah. But that's, even though you are right, Rhoda, you know, how can you quantify that?
Seeing
how
your
can
brother
you?
separate from you.
Yeah, that's very
Oh,
noble.
you're forgiven.
But you've already projected onto it. Well, I'm not going to give you
What was the question?
No, just
Forgive yourself for imagining that there is a separation, because there isn't.
No. Judgment is not the problem either. We'll get into where judgment fits into the whole thing.
You're forgiven error.
No!
Mistake.
If you forgive the error, you're forgiven.
Oh, you're making it real.
You're making
And
it real.
emotion.
You can't look on sin and forgive it. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
What we're talking here about is forgiveness, all right? We've only started. Forgiveness, all right? And we have, at this stage, said that you can't forgive another person for anything. You can't forgive another person for what they do. So what is forgiveness? What are you forgiving here?
Forgiving yourself.
For what?
For misperceiving.
What is it you need to forgive? What have I always said over the last couple of years? The only thing you need to forgive is
Believing in everything that you're all
no.
right.
It's a good job we got this up right at the very beginning here. You only need to forgive how you react in any situation. That's what you're letting go. That's what forgiveness is. So when someone is angry with you and you react with anger to that person, well, it's the anger in you that you have to forgive yourself. Hi, Claire. Okay, it's nothing to do with what the person themselves. It's got nothing to do with who they are or what they've said or what they have done. Okay? All you're doing, right, when you're awakened, what you're going to do is you're going to be in your center, okay, and you're not going to react to anybody. Okay, so the one thing that's keeping you asleep is what you react to. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay, so every reaction that you have, that's what you're letting go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it really that every reaction you have is what you're letting go?
Yes. So remember the photo I put up on Facebook there a couple of weeks ago, you're not here to change the world is here to change you.
Yeah.
So what this means is, right, there's stuff going on in the world that's going to piss you off if you like. All right, so that's how the world is going to change you. The world is going to show you what you need to let go of within yourself. And remember what I always said about forgiveness. Okay, you only need to forgive when you react to it. Isn't that right? Someone could look, two people could be looking at the same picture. One person will have a reaction, one person won't. Okay, so the person who has the reaction is the person who must forgive that in themselves. Okay, so that's the first step. We got that. All right. Now the next step is the ego. Remember, Ken Wapnick used to always talk, it's a chest move. All right. Now the ego makes a move. What's the ego's counter-reaction to this?
Projection.
No?
Counter reaction to what? What?
What's the ego's answer? When you begin this process now of letting go, all right, with true forgiveness, we know now what it is. You begin this process. The ego has a solution to close that door again. What is it? Because every move you make, the ego makes a move. Remember, the ego is built upon cause and effect. The ego can't have an independent thought of its own. I said in America, the ego's a big pussycat. Everybody busted out laughing. All right, and it is. The only difference between, say, someone who's awake and someone who's asleep, the person who's awake knows how the whole thing operates. That's all. They're no more holier than you are. They're no more wiser than you are. They're no more spiritual than you are. All to do is to know how judgment works, projection works, how forgiveness works, how the whole picture works. That's the only difference. Okay? So, just for a second, remember we were working on the 3 levels. Anybody bring a course book with them? No?
No.
Some course Americans group, aren't we? Not one book between the whole lot of us. Thanks. Cheers.
Actually, you have advantage of the whole across Americas when you're doing your own thing.
Right. Right. This book, it can be whatever you want it to be. Have you ever asked yourself the question, what is this book to me? Anybody? Anybody?
It's wherever we want it to be.
Yeah, I've just said that.
Yes.
Monica?
An idol, and I can see that.
You have it as an idol. Okay?
Which school?
Anybody else? What's this book mean? to you?
Guide.
Huh?
Guide home.
Guide. Okay. To what?
Gone home.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Truth.
Yeah.
A symbol.
Yeah. You see,
It's an explanation as to how we work as
I don't know.
it's
Right, on this level, all right, level 1, the level of the world, the book is a holy book. Isn't that so?
yeah.
This book can be a very holy book for you if you want it to be. Isn't that so? What else can this book be?
The guide.
The devil.
Hmm?
Some people have called it the devil's work.
It's an attachment.
Now, go along this lines. One part of the book, this book can be a holy book for you. You can make it as holy as you want. You can turn it into prayer, devotion, get on your knees, and everything else. And there's an awful lot of people doing that with the courses. Isn't that so? Is there anybody in here of that inclination? You believe it's a holy book for you?
Well, it can.
Yeah, of course it can be, but is it for you? Are you using the book as a holy book?
I suppose, yes.
Right, okay, so let's look at level 2. What do you think would be a level 2 with this book?
A way of letting yourself off
It's
the hook.
neutral.
Forgiveness.
No, come on. There are 2 here. The book can be, at this level, it can be spiritual, or it can be psychological. Isn't that so?
Yeah.
Because at this level now, you're into the mind. Level 2 is in the mind. Okay? The true right mind and the ego right mind. Okay? So it can be a psychological book. People all around the world are using this in psychotherapy, and people are using it in spirituality. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody on here using it in either of those 2?
Kind of bit of
Yeah,
both.
yeah, you're a bit of both. All right. So, then, what do you think was up here?
No.
Oh, people like you.
How do people at level 3 see the course?
Huge.
I mean,
Huge.
Eckhart Tolle is a student of the course, Byron Katie is a student of the course, Luigi is a teacher of the course, they're all level 3 teachers.
What are you, level 6?
7.
Just see it as a like
A symbol.
yeah, a tool to enlighten your way or something.
Yeah, they're very close.
The raft, you just use it as the raft to get them to, and then they let go of it. But once it's horses,
A raft?
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's not what you're saying.
Use that as a
Yeah, no,
symbol
that's good,
to
yeah,
get
that's
across
good.
water. So
I
once
wasn't
you get
sure if I
across
heard it
water,
correctly,
you don't
that's
need
all.
the raft anymore. So it's no longer required.
Yeah, just leave it with me for another moment just to see. Because if I keep giving you the answers to this, you're not stimulating your own minds.
We're supposed to be letting go.
Huh?
We're supposed to be letting go, not stimulating it anymore.
Well, we need to stimulate it in the right direction.
Okay.
Okay, at this level up here, I'm going to give you this. How do you spell mechanical?
M-E-C-H.
That's what it is.
Mechanical.
What does that mean?
It's a
You mean
mechanism.
it's automatic?
Think about it.
A way of life. That's it. You're beyond forced to, and it's just purely mechanical then. When you get to
Becomes
It's
automatic.
It's like a manual.
It's a device. Doesn't Jesus say in the course that the ego is a device?
Well, that's the raft, Leo.
yeah.
All right, it's mechanical. It's a device. It's built upon cause and effect. Simple as that. Okay, the story of holiness and all of this is at this level because it's bringing people from the old religious beliefs into the course, and it's there to comfort those people at the beginning of their journey into the course. Okay, but even at that, look at what it says about prayer in the course. Look what it says about holiness and all of that. Okay, but then when you go into the course also, you have the spiritual aspects in the course and you have the psychological aspects of the course. All right, and then you have the mechanical aspects of the course, which is simply based on cause and effect. Everything that you think has an effect in the world that you are creating. Okay? So this is what the course can be for you. You know, you have to decide what you want. What is your motive for doing A Course in Miracles?
To wake up.
To wake up. Well, then this has to be the way that you see this. This has to be the way that you treat the course. And you know what's really cool about this? Because if you stay here in the holiness, what's the part of holiness?
Wholeness.
Unholiness. Isn't it? What makes
Oh,
something...
because it has an opposite,
Of
yeah.
course. Isn't that right? Everybody's holy. Isn't that so?
So what we're trying to get at is something that has no opposite.
Do you know why the true right mind is called the Holy Spirit?
Because it has an opposite.
No.
Because it is the bridge to
There's a
God.
play of words here. Someone's having a...
Because a bird flew into a room with the 12 apostles, I presume Judas wasn't there, 30 days after.
Right, that explains it.
The whole spirit.
That's it. Just
The whole Spirit. That's what the Holy Spirit, that's what the right mind is. It's a mind of wholeness, of oneness. All right? But it can go down this road if you want of holiness, and that means devotion, idolization, setting the course up as an idol. Okay? And you can do that if you want, but it's going to take an awful long time to wake up. All right? This part of it takes us back in here, right? Now, to be spiritual at this level, what does it mean?
You waking up.
No, but to be spiritual, what does it mean? You know, if you're in level 2,
To practice
All right.
forgiveness.
okay, yeah. Out of the 13 spiritual laws, you only need to live one to live at this level.
Okay.
You only need one of those spiritual laws that you can master.
responsibility.
Nope,
Awareness.
no,
One will.
no.
Honesty.
One will give you all the others.
Love.
No. The love outside yourself too, do it. Judgment. You can master judgment. Judgment takes you into your center. Remember, in your center, okay, there's no attachments. You're totally without judgment. When you're seeking for anything in the world, you step outside your center. Now you're in judgment. Okay, now you break every spiritual law going. Okay, you could have all the rest of them and still break judgment and all the rest fall apart. Isn't that right? But if you can stay in your center without judgment, then all the rest apply automatically.
So non-judgment.
Well, what is the difference between judgment, non-judgment, and without judgment?
Judgment and non-judgment are two sides of the same coin, or without judgment.
It's really simple.
Judgment and non-judgment are ego, and without judgment is truth.
Okay.
Non-judgment is specific.
What is non-judgment? You know what
Sorry?
judgment is? Judgment's when you're seeking outside yourself. Without judgment's when you're wholly in your center. Where does non-judgment come into?
Non-judgment is having decided to not judge.
Ego
It's at
right
a
mind.
halfway stage. Got me right? No.
No!
All right.
Ego, right mind.
You're only
Oh,
guessing
yeah.
now.
I'm not. I'm trying to do it logically.
In the ego, right mind.
Yes.
When you're thinking you're
You're
holier
still in
than other
duality,
people.
But you're on the right track.
but you're still you're
But
non-judgment.
what's the big difference?
Or judging people.
What's the big
You're
difference?
still judging.
You're seeing separation.
Of course you are. That's what judgment is. What's the big difference between judgment and non-judgment?
There is no.
There's none.
Non-judgment, there is a big difference. Non-judgment is when you're outside yourself, when you're seeking outside yourself, but you're not attached to anything. Judgment is when you're seeking outside yourself and you're attached to something. Because it's that attachment that will pull you out of your center. Okay? So you can be in the world. Remember what Ken Wapnick used to always say, don't judge yourself for judging. So you're in a world and everything's outside you, even your own body image of yourself is outside yourself. So when you look in a mirror, okay, if you're outside your center, you're going to make a judgment on yourself every morning when you look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? Now, how you react to that will tell you, are you attached to the image that you see? Yeah? So when you look at yourself and you are angry or depressed or annoyed or irritated or judgmental on how you look, you're outside yourself, you have an attachment to yourself. When you can look at yourself in the mirror and have a smile no matter how you look, all right, now you're in that non-judgmental state. Does that make sense?
So what's the difference between non-judgment and without judgment?
It's breaking the attachment. Because you go judgment to non-judgment to without judgment. Okay, so you have judgment, non-judgment, without judgment. Okay? Does that make sense? Right, so getting back to forgiveness again. Right? When you go to forgive, right, you know now you have to forgive. What is the ego's next step to prevent you from forgiveness? Remember, everything the ego has is marshaled against forgiveness itself. So now when you understand what forgiveness is, because the work that I've been doing with people over the last couple of months, it was very clear to me when we went through the process what they started doing. Every single person was identical what they were doing. And I guarantee you, there'll be people in this room who are doing the same thing. Think about it, just logically for a moment.
Self-judging.
Judge the process. This is work.
Now think about it. What are you forgiving here?
The reaction.
Reactions.
Okay, there's the key. People have stopped reacting. They're suppressing their reaction. They're not being honest.
So that's the ego solution to
That's
suppressing the
yes. Your goal, once you begin this process of now allowing the world to piss you off, allowing people in your life to piss you off, Okay?
Oh, God.
Now, you allow these reactions to come up, that's honesty. And inside yourself, you do your forgiveness, you let this go. So what happened in 10 out of 10 cases I was working on, 10 out of the 10 people stopped reacting. Oh, I didn't react. Oh, I didn't react. I didn't react. I didn't react. Oh, I didn't react. And they were all so happy. And I said, what did you do with it? Oh, I did nothing. Beautiful, beautiful. All they were doing was suppressing them down again, even deeper.
So they
and deeper.
felt the anger or whatever, they just didn't express it. They denied it.
What they actually did, they went into the passive aggressive mode.
Yes.
Basically now they try to be holy. They try to say, oh, I'm doing a Course in Miracles. I'm not going to react. I'm going to do nothing with this. That's avoiding what the whole purpose of the Course is and how to waken up. The whole point of waking up is allowing the world and people around us to show us what we need to let go. We need to allow people to piss us off. It's not about having this little beautiful nest where we're all safe and warm and protected. That's what the ego wants for us.
So at level 3, you know you were, for instance, at level 3 of something that would normally piss you off. It doesn't. Somebody.
But you have to be honest with your reaction. That's the
Yeah,
thing
but
about
this
it.
is what I'm saying. So if somebody comes in here and insults me or, does something that would normally annoy me, if I can actually say laughed off and it has no effect, then that's level 3.
Yeah, but you have to be really, really honest with your
It has,
reaction.
yeah, if it's not a denial, but
Yeah.
actually it
Is
doesn't
in
affect you.
actually not seeing that very thing that you would have reacted before, like just not noticing that.
That
Like,
you would have reacted, now you're not reacting.
not even noticing it.
Right, that you're not reacting.
Yeah, not even noticing that that person is
Yeah,
doing something that used to annoy you.
yeah,
Isn't that what you are trying
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
here?
yeah,
Like just
yeah.
that person is
You
the
see-
way it is, and you are not reacting anymore, but you're not even noticing
Yeah,
that is trying to trigger you or
yeah.
trigger yourself.
Yeah. You see, the whole point of this is the ego's always trying to convince you that forgiveness doesn't work. So there are people who are doing forgiveness, all right, and they keep saying to me, it's not working. And I'm saying, why? Because the same thing keeps coming up over and over again. And I say, well, are you still reacting? And they'll go, yeah. Well, I says, what's really happening, remember the iceberg? All right, you have the iceberg. And you have the little bit up, and then you have all of this underneath. All right, so what happens, the iceberg out in the ocean when the sun hits it? It starts to melt here, doesn't it? Okay? But does the iceberg go down any? No, it starts, when it melts here, it starts here at the bottom, coming up. And that's what forgiveness does. Okay, every time you're practicing forgiveness here, you're putting light on the top of the unconscious guilt that's underneath. But why people think nothing's changed in this, all of this is under the surface. Out of your awareness, it's unconscious. So as you're applying forgiveness and forgiveness and forgiveness, the ego's saying, look, this is not working. This is not working. This is not working. You're not doing this right. Forgiveness doesn't work. Or it'll go the other way and it'll hide your reactions. Okay? And then you'll be kind of thinking, oh, I've nothing to forgive. So it's beautiful the way the ego is set up. But the more that you forgive, this is what happens. You're undoing the unconscious underneath. And when it gets to this stage, you'll have a little dot here then, left here, and that's the one complete forgiveness lesson that you apply that ends the whole life. Does that make sense? Okay, so you can see now in the process, you have to look at the ego has an answer for every move that you make. And if you're not ready or willing or aware to see the counter move, then you have to be prepared to be honest with yourself in this. You know, honesty is very big in the course. You have to be honest with what you see and you have to be honest with how you react. If you can do those two parts and apply forgiveness, guaranteed you're going to wake up. Yeah?
I tried to explain this process to somebody and they said, oh yeah, this is something, I can't remember the name, that you done through hypnosis. and you actually don't have to work through the emotions. You just, that person doesn't react anymore, and you're cured and all that. And my question is, don't you have to actually notice those reactions in order to be able to be honest and to forgive yourself? So
If you're not noticing then what's happening is your mind wandering. And you're too tolerant for mind wandering, that Jesus says right in chapter 2. Okay? So the whole point of this is for you to become aware and responsible for everything that you do, for everything you think. There was a thing on Facebook a couple of weeks ago and it says 1,000 times a day, ask yourself, who wants with me? Because it's not about what you do in life. Should I do this? Should I do that? Do you know? Should I do this course? Should I do that course? Should I go here? Could I live here? All of that. That's not what this is about. That's not what free will is. What's free will?
Am I doing it my way or God's way?
Free. Everybody thinks in the world free will is between this and this. Okay? Between this and this. Between this and this. That's the illusion of free will. Free will is between this and this. So it's not about what you do in life, it's always about who you do it with. Every day, you're either walking this world with God or with the evil. And Jesus says 1,000 times a day you should ask yourself that question. Who am I walking with? Because you have to be thinking with one or the other. At no time are you in neither camp. Yeah? Okay. Now, you want to see something cool?